Everyone expects Apple to make the iPhone 20 tougher. The early chatter points the other way. A radically curved, edge-flowing display may arrive, yet the drop resistance may stay right where it is today. That single mismatch could define the entire 20th anniversary launch for buyers. The iPhone 20 design report centers on one visual change: the quad curved display that wraps and flows into the edges. If Apple executes it well, the phone will look like one continuous slab of glass. No hard boundary, no obvious frame line, just a smooth front surface that feels futuristic in the hand. That visual leap raises an immediate practical question. How does it survive daily use? Curved glass looks premium. Also creates more exposed surface area at the edges. That can increase risk during corner impacts. Most real-world drops don't land flat. They land on corners. They land on edges. They land at awkward angles. Now to the material choice that drives most of the durability debate. One tipster on Weibo, fixed-focus digital cameras, suggests Apple will keep aluminum for the frame. That would match the approach expected for the iPhone 17 family. It also implies Apple will not move back to titanium alloy, as early as some watchers predicted. Why would Apple stay with aluminum? The argument being passed around is heat and power. Future handsets are moving toward heavier on-device AI features. That usually means more demanding workloads. More sustained load means more heat. Aluminum generally moves heat away from internals more efficiently than titanium alloy. That can help the chipset and other components maintain performance under stress. There is also the claim that the iPhone 20 could deliver a major performance leap. If that happens, power draw could rise too. More power draw produces more heat. If Apple prioritizes thermal headroom, the frame material becomes part of the cooling report, not just an aesthetics report. However, aluminum brings trade-offs. It can dent more easily than titanium alloy. It can pick up visible marks from impacts. It can deform in ways that look worse even when the device still functions. Many buyers equate dents with fragility, even when the internal structure remains intact. Supporters of aluminum will point out a different reality. Titanium alloy frames don't make a phone immune to damage. They can still scratch. They can still dent. They can still transfer impact energy into the glass. The frame material alone doesn't solve the drop problem. The best way to think about durability is system level. Frame stiffness, glass type, internal bracing, adhesive layout, camera bump leverage, edge geometry. All of those factors change how impact energy travels. The sleek new quad curved front could shift those forces in a way that changes failure points, even if the frame metal stays the same. That leads to the core claim floating around right now. Apple may not improve drop resilience versus the current lineup. In plain terms, the iPhone 20 could look dramatically new while surviving falls about the same as recent models. For many buyers, that sounds disappointing. For engineers, it sounds plausible. Drop resistance is hard to push forward without adding thickness, weight, or visible protective structures. A useful reference point comes from common drop tests people already watch. A recent example compared an iPhone 17 Pro Max against the S25 Ultra. Both devices did well in certain hits. Both devices showed weak points in corner drops. The iPhone held up when it avoided corner contact. The Galaxy took less damage in some corner impacts, yet showed susceptibility from other angles. The takeaway is simple. Angle matters as much as material. Corner drops are brutal because they concentrate force into a small area. That force can crack glass, distort a frame, or shear internal mounts. Curved edges can either help or hurt depending on how the curve distributes force. The smooth flowing display might reduce stress risers in one place while creating new risks elsewhere. So where does that leave the buyer who wants the new look without the new anxiety? It leaves that buyer doing what the industry quietly expects. Use a screen protector. Use a case with real corner reinforcement. Choose a raised lip around the display. Add a camera ring protector if you care about that module. Those choices matter more than arguing about aluminum versus titanium alloy on paper. There is also a bigger point buried in the tipster note. Fixed-focus digital cameras suggest other brands may also stay with aluminum. The same reasons apply. On-device AI features, higher sustained performance, thermal management. Manufacturers can chase premium materials for marketing, yet they also have to ship devices that hold peak speed under load without throttling or discomfort. If the iPhone 20 arrives with a seamless edge-flowing front, Apple will likely tune its build around that industrial design. That can mean compromises: thinner borders, less protected frame exposure, more glass surface. If durability remains unchanged, it could be because Apple refuses to sacrifice the look that defines the anniversary model. Here is the practical way to evaluate this news and tipster chatter. Separate frame durability from device durability. A titanium alloy frame may resist dents. That doesn't guarantee the glass survives. An aluminum frame may dent. That doesn't guarantee the phone fails. A drop from the wrong height onto the wrong surface can break any handset. Also, don't ignore real use patterns. The phone that feels safe often gets treated carelessly. The phone that feels fragile often gets cased immediately. Real-world outcomes depend on behavior as much as engineering. If Apple ships a striking quad curved front, many owners will either protect it heavily or accept higher risk. Expect Apple to pitch the iPhone 20 around experience, the feel in the hand, the visual immersion, the continuity from face to edge. Then expect reviewers to test the weak points quickly. Corner drops, pocket abrasion, case fit, screen protector compatibility. If those tests show no real improvement, the message will be clear: PUB leads, durability holds steady. Until launch details lock in, treat material talk as directional rather than final. Fixed focus digital cameras have pointed to aluminum retention. Others may claim a titanium alloy return. The real answer will come from supply chain proofs and final teardown evidence. What matters for buyers is the implication. The new form factor doesn't automatically mean stronger everyday survival. The iPhone 20 may deliver a dramatic quad curved display and a true anniversary look. Current chatter suggests the frame could stay aluminum and drop resistance may not improve. Material choice ties to heat control and higher performance demands. In practice, impact angles matter most, so protection and careful handling will still decide outcomes. If you plan to buy this model, make one choice now. Decide what protection you will use on day one. Which case style do you trust? Which screen protector type fits curved glass? Share your setup in the comments. Thanks for watching.